He locked his daughter in the car and went out alone to buy dinner. But he left for just a moment. Two unfamiliar cars suddenly pulled up on the side of the road. A group of masked robbers got out and walked toward the girl. Sensing danger, the girl tried to run, but was grabbed by the masked robbers. She screamed for help frantically, but was met with a heavy punch. Then, the bandit leader got out of the car. The girl didn't know them at all and had no idea what they were up to.
Money, I don't have anything. I don't have.
What's your money, little girl? I want your soul.
Meanwhile, her father was still in the restaurant, completely unaware of what was happening outside. Sensing something was wrong, the father immediately rushed out. The other criminals quickly got into their cars, but the person who fired the gun stood there in a daze. It was obvious that this was his first time killing someone. He was immediately tackled by the father who had rushed over and ripped off his mask. The two immediately began to fight, realizing he had been exposed. The leader had no choice but to retreat with his men. The man in the fight kicked his father away, turned around, and tried to flee the scene, but was blocked by the police car that had just arrived. He was quickly arrested. The heartbroken father hugged his deceased daughter and wept bitterly. The once happy family was shattered in an instant. What was infuriating was that his daughter's death was merely a sacrifice made by the gang leader to test his son. As long as Danny killed a random passerby, he could join the gang and take over part of his territory. The father had thought that Danny, who had been arrested, would be brought to justice, but the lawyer told him no murder weapon was left at the scene, nor was there any surveillance footage. With insufficient evidence, Danny would only be sentenced to 3 years and released. The father could not accept this outcome under any circumstances, but the next day in court, the girl's father made a decision that shocked everyone.
Can you point out the attacker that you saw and physically fought with?
No.
Settle.
Not sure I can confidently identify that man as the attacker, Your Honor.
William dropped the charges against the man. Since the law couldn't punish these people, he decided to take matters into his own hands to avenge his daughter's death. Soon, the murderer Danny was acquitted, and his older brother Mike was very proud of him, even planned to drink and celebrate tonight. But they didn't know that William was secretly following them. William waited outside a bar for 3 days, until Danny came out alone. He drove up behind him, reached a secluded corner, stepped on the gas, and knocked Danny down. Danny was covered in blood and begged for mercy, but William had no mercy for a murderer. He raised a baseball bat and struck him viciously, blow after blow. It was only when Danny was beaten to death that he finally let go of his hatred. The next day, the body was discovered by the police. His older brother, who knew of his younger brother's tragic death, was furious and swore to tear the murderer to pieces. A few days later, Mike found William drinking coffee by the roadside. He suspected William of killing his brother and immediately drew his gun to take him away. But William reacted quickly, knocking Mike's gun out of his hand and fleeing swiftly. And this good revenge movie is called Vendetta 2022.